Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Nancy Gaduni. Have you ever gone for an interview expecting content mastery or subject mastery questions? Then you get something totally different. It happened to me the other day. I saw this job advert. I applied. It was a lecturing job, and fortunately, I was called for an interview. I went, and it was a panel of 4 interviewers. What I got was totally different. I mean, it was something I didn't prepare for. Me being a HR, we know how to prepare for interviews, yeah? And for us to predict the kind of questions to get from the interviewers or to be asked by the interviewers, we look at what we call the job descriptions and the specifications. Okay, what I mean is the job requirements and the qualifications, yeah. So those are the things that guide us when it comes to preparing for interviews. This time round it didn't work for me. It has always worked for me, but this time round it was totally different. Okay, the questions I received were the general knowledge questions, the random questions, and the current affairs questions. So what happened to me, my mind was kind of disorganized, and I was trying to organize it at the same time. So I was confused. So the first question came, and it was tell us about yourself. That was a common question. It was okay for me. We all know how to answer that question. The second one, I think it was okay. I'm trying to remember some of the questions, of course not all. And I remember being asked about the types of taxes. To be funny, okay, funny thing, I only remembered 3. I couldn't remember the Akina retrogressive, and so I remembered 3. The other question I received was types of leadership. Okay, I could remember the democratic, aristocracy, and the other one, dictatorship for Kasongo. The rest was I couldn't remember them. I remember another question being asked about certain leaders. Of course, the names were familiar, but to be honest, I couldn't answer that question. The fourth, I think the other question was about the MCAs, the duties and responsibility of the MCAs, and that one was okay. Of course, I answered, but I could only answer 3. And I remember me asking the interviewer, how many roles do you want? And they all laughed because it caught me by surprise. I didn't prepare for that. I was not expecting that. So to be honest, it was not okay. It was a bit rough for me. Yeah. Because there was this expectation, and I didn't get any of that. Any of what I had prepared for. So after the interview, I called one of my mentors. She's a doc, and I told her about the interview and the questions I got, and she was like, okay, I think they were trying to look at how you think, how you communicate, and how you handle pressure. So they were looking at the confidence, the attitude, and my reasoning capabilities. And it made sense, by the way. Okay, I could hear, okay, I've always heard people saying or talking about how they go for interviews, and I get these questions there, random questions, and to me it never made any sense, not until I experienced it the other day. Yeah, because yeah, it was funny. So nowadays it's not all about having all the answers. It's about how smart can you think, how calm can you be, and your attitude. So this content is for those who are still looking for jobs or preparing for interviews. I hope this helps. Yeah, so of course I have done a video on how to prepare for interviews and job searching. So this is an additional content on that because I never mentioned this one. So I hope it helps. So thank you so much for your time and see you in the next video. Bye.